All right, so get this. You sent in this research paper, and it's called Humanity's Last Exam. And honestly, it's got me thinking, like, how do we actually measure how smart AI is getting? It's like, we're giving them these little pop quizzes when they're ready for, like, the SATs or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This paper, it introduces this thing called HLE, and it's basically like the ultimate test designed to, like, really push AI to its limits.
It is really fascinating because, measuring AI's capabilities, it's a little bit like trying to hit a moving target.
Yeah.
The field. The field is advancing so rapidly that our traditional benchmarks are quickly becoming obsolete. It's like, hey.
We need to invent a whole new kind of ruler just to keep track of their progress.
And that's exactly where HLE comes in. This isn't just some multiple choice quiz. We're talking like 3,000 questions spanning over 100 subjects. I mean, ancient languages, advanced mathematics, hummingbird anatomy, you name it, it's in there. And get this, some of the questions even involve images.
Wow.
So the AI can't just rely on text. It actually has to process visual information too.
Yeah.
That's a really key point.
Yeah.
Because it forces the AI to demonstrate a deeper level of understanding. Imagine trying to describe the intricate details of like a Roman inscription to someone who's never even seen it. That's the level of challenge that HLE is presenting.
Yeah, and they didn't just pull these questions out of thin air before a question even made it onto HLE. It was tested against like all the top AI models out there. Only the ones that stumped the AI made the cut.
Oh, wow.
Talk about raising the bar.
Yeah, the researchers also went to great lengths to prevent the AI from like cheating. They designed the questions in a way that makes it almost impossible for the AI to simply search for the answer online or use any shortcuts. It's all about assessing genuine understanding and reasoning ability.
Okay, so after all that, how did the AI actually do on this last exam?
Well, let's just say there's room for improvement. Even the most advanced AI models, they struggled to answer the questions accurately. Across all models tested, the average accuracy was less than 10%, which means they basically failed.
So we're still safe from the robot overlords for now?
For now, perhaps. But here's the kicker. Not only did the AI get things wrong, but they were often very confident in their incorrect answers. It's like they were making things up and presenting them as facts.
That's kind of scary.
This phenomenon is known as hallucination, and it's a major challenge in AI development, particularly when we're talking about applications where accuracy is critical.
That is a bit unsettling. Imagine an AI doctor confidently diagnosing you with something that you don't actually have based on faulty reasoning.
Exactly. That's why understanding the nuances of AI's thought process is so crucial.
So how did they actually measure how much thinking the AI was doing? I mean, it's not like we can just peek inside their digital brains, right?
Right. So researchers use something called token counts to track the AI reasoning process. Tokens are basically units of information that the AI generates as it works through a problem. And what they found was that AI models that attempted to apply deeper reasoning steps needed to generate significantly more tokens, suggesting that real thinking, at least for now, comes at a computational cost.
So it's not just about getting the right answer. It's about how the AI gets there and how much effort it takes.
Precisely. And as AI continues to evolve, finding a balance between accuracy, efficiency, and genuine understanding will be key.
This is all incredibly fascinating, it sounds like. HLE is giving us a much clearer picture of where AI stands in relation to human knowledge, which, let's face it, is incredibly vast and complex. So if AI is currently flunking humanity's last exam, does that mean that we're safe from a robot uprising?
No, not so fast. While the results of HLE might seem reassuring, for now, remember that the field of AI is advancing at an astonishing pace. What seemed insurmountable today might be easily achievable for AI in the very near future. In fact, some experts believe that AI could potentially pass HLE within the next few years.
Wow, that's a thought-provoking prediction. But even if AI does manage to ace this last exam, does that really mean it's taking over the world?
Hold on there. Passing HLE, while impressive, wouldn't necessarily signify AI dominance. It's more about demonstrating a certain level of comprehension and problem-solving ability within a very specific academic context. Remember, HLE focuses on closed-ended academic questions. It doesn't necessarily encompass the nuances of creativity, empathy, or the ability to navigate the complexities of the real world. Those are still hallmarks of human intelligence.
Okay. That makes me feel a little better, it seems like. HLE is more about AI proving its smarts in a structured academic setting, but it's definitely a game changer in terms of understanding where AI is now, where it's heading, and what that means for us.
Precisely. HLE provides valuable insights for researchers, policymakers, and anyone interested in the evolving landscape of artificial intelligence.
Well, that brings us to the end of part 1 of our deep dive into humanity's last exam. Don't go anywhere. In the next part, we'll delve deeper into the specific types of questions that make up this exam and explore some real-world examples of AI successes and failures to give you a better sense of what we're dealing with here.
Welcome back to our deep dive into humanity's last exam.
Okay, so we've established that HLE is ridiculously hard, but what does that actually look like? Let's get into some specific examples from the paper, because they really highlight just how challenging this exam is for AI.
One of the examples that really jumped out at me was from the field of classics. Imagine this. The AI is presented with an image of a Roman inscription, the kind you might find, on an ancient tombstone, and it's asked to translate the Palmyrene script.
Whoa, that's next level. It's not just about understanding language. It's like digital archaeology. I mean, I took Latin in high school. And even
I'll be completely lost. Exactly. It requires a deep understanding of not just language, but also history and cultural context. And it gets even more complex. Another question delves into the intricacies of biblical Hebrew. The AI is given a verse from Psalms and asked to identify and list all the closed syllables based on the latest research on Tiberian pronunciation traditions.
Okay, now my brain is officially melting.
Oh.
Tiberian pronunciation traditions. I wouldn't even know where to begin to answer that.
Right. This shows the incredible depth and specificity of HLE. It goes way beyond what you might find in a standard textbook or online resource.
And it's not just about humanities either, right? The paper mentions some seriously tough questions from the sciences as well.
Absolutely. For instance, there's an ecology question about the number of paired tendons, supported by a specific sesamoid bone found in hummingbirds.
Sesamoid bone? Is that even a real thing? I'm starting to feel like AI has a better chance of passing this exam than I do.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? To really test the limits of what AI can understand and reason about. And just to drive home the point, there are even questions about complex computer science concepts like graph theory and Markov chains.
So we've got ancient languages, biblical pronunciation, hummingbird bones, advanced mathematics. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that HLE is living up to its name as humanity's last exam. But let's say, hypothetically, that AI does eventually manage to pass this exam. What would that even mean for us?
That's a big question. And it's important to be cautious about overinterpreting the results. Even if AI achieves high scores on HLE, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's suddenly become sentient or conscious.
So it's not like either robots are going to work. Wake up and demand equal rights.
Not exactly. Passing HLE would primarily demonstrate that AI has become incredibly adept at processing information, recognizing patterns, and solving problems within a very specific academic context.
It's like a super student who can ace any test, but might not be able to apply that knowledge in the real world or understand the why behind the answers.
That's a good analogy. However, even with those limitations in mind, AI achieving high scores on HLE would still be, it's a significant milestone. It would signal a major leap forward in its capabilities and open up a whole range of potential applications.
So, like, what kind of impact could we actually see in the real world?
Imagine AI systems that can assist scientists in making groundbreaking discoveries or help us develop new,
more effective treatments for diseases.
Okay. Now that's something I can get behind. AI helping to cure cancer. Sign me up.
Or think about AI systems that can analyze complex environmental data to help us combat climate change or personalize education plans based on individual learning styles. The possibilities are truly immense.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But I know there are always two sides to every coin, are there? Any potential downsides or risks that we should be thinking about as AI gets smarter? That's an important consideration. While AI has the potential to do a lot of good in the world, we need to be mindful of the potential challenges as well. One of the biggest concerns is that AI so good at certain tasks that it displaces human workers.
It's the classic robots are taking our jobs scenario.
Right. And while that might sound scary, it's important to remember that throughout history, technological advancements have often led to the creation of new jobs and industries. that we couldn't have even imagined.
So it's more about adaptation and evolution than complete replacement.
Exactly. It's about finding ways to leverage AI's capabilities to complement human skills and create a more prosperous future for everyone. And that's why benchmarks like HLE are so valuable. They help us track AI's progress and give us a clearer sense of the potential opportunities and challenges
This deep dive has been truly mind-blowing. It's like, woo!
We've taken a peek behind the curtain of AI and gotten a glimpse of what the future might hold. And I'm really excited to see how this whole humanity's last exam thing plays out.
Me too. It's going to be fascinating to witness how AI continues to evolve and how we adapt to this rapidly changing landscape.
Well, that brings us to the end of part 2. But stay tuned, because in part 3, we'll tackle the big question: what comes after humanity's last exam? What are the next frontiers of knowledge that AI might conquer, and how will we even begin to measure those advancements? Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into humanity's last exam. We've talked about how tough HLE is and what it would mean for AI to actually pass it. But here's the thing. Even with this last exam, doesn't it feel like there's always another frontier out there? Like, what happens when AI aced this test? What's next? Yeah, it's a beauty of, knowledge and intelligence, isn't it? There's always something more to explore, something deeper to understand. HLE is a fantastic benchmark for right now, but it's just a snapshot in time. AI is constantly learning and evolving, and who knows what it will be capable of even a year from now.
So true. It's like climbing a mountain. You reach one peak, and suddenly you see a whole new range in the distance. So HLE is just one peak. What might those other mountains look like for AI? What are
the next frontiers?
Well, one area where AI could really make strides is in tackling problems that don't have clear-cut answers. The kind of questions that humans grapple with all the time, like ethical dilemmas or creative challenges. Imagine an AI that can help us navigate complex moral questions or even compose beautiful music.
Whoa, an AI composer, that would be wild. But it makes sense. HLE is all about logic and reasoning, but human intelligence is so much more than that. We have emotions, intuition, even a sense of humor. Can AI ever truly grasp those aspects of what it means to be human? That's a question that philosophers and scientists have been pondering for centuries, and AI is bringing it to the forefront. As AI systems become more sophisticated, we'll need to develop new ways of understanding and measuring not just their knowledge, but also their capacity for things like empathy, creativity, and consciousness.
We need a whole new toolbox for evaluating AI, one that goes beyond traditional metrics and tests. So if HLE is like a ruler, what kind of tools will we need to measure those more intangible aspects of intelligence?
That's where things get really interesting. We might need to turn to fields like psychology, neuroscience, and even art to develop new frameworks for understanding AI. It's a challenge that will require collaboration across disciplines, pushing the boundaries of our own understanding of intelligence along the way.
This is blowing my mind. It's like AI is forcing us to re-examine what we even mean by intelligence and knowledge. It's a humbling and exciting prospect all at the same time.
It certainly is. And as we continue to explore these frontiers, it's crucial to remember that AI is a tool. It's up to us to guide its development and ensure that it's used for good.
Absolutely. It's like we're holding the compass, and AI is the ship. We need to choose our destination wisely and navigate carefully.
Well said. And ultimately, the journey itself is just as important as the destination. By exploring the capabilities of AI, we're also learning more about
the potential
of human ingenuity.
This deep dive has been an incredible journey thanks to humanity's last exam. We've not only gained a deeper understanding of where AI stands today, but also caught a glimpse of the vast uncharted territory that lies ahead. And it makes me feel both a little bit intimidated and incredibly optimistic about the future.
The perfect way to sum it up. AI is a powerful force, and its impact on our world will only continue to grow by embracing curiosity, collaboration, and a sense of wonder. We can navigate this uncharted territory together and harness the power of AI for the benefit of all humankind.
I love that. So do you, dear listener. If this deep dive has sparked your curiosity, don't stop here. Keep exploring. Keep asking questions. Keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Who knows what incredible discoveries await us on the other side of humanity's last exam. Until next time, keep on diving deep.